to the channel. Today I've got the absolute privilege of being at Church Ope on Portland, and above that at St Andrew's Church, the oldest church on the island. We'll be having a walk around and explaining some of its history. I'll put the dates that are relevant to the points that I'm going to make in the video in the comments below, or summary. So why not come and join me around Pirate's Grave and St Andrew's Church. And the graveyard is nicknamed Pirate's Grave, but there is no evidence of any pirates buried here at all or documented. However, you will see on some of the stones and tombs that there is of course the infamous skull and crossbones, which I'm sure you all know what that really means. And I understand from the book by Gary Biltcliffe, The Mysterious Island of Portland, that a lot of these graves and tombstones that are up here are actually people that died of disease, and quite possibly maritime deaths at the time. But certainly I don't believe there is, or have any reason to believe there's any pirates up here as such. But there is a psychic presence up here that's been confirmed, and it has been excavated in the 70s, and they found coins from the Iron Age and pottery from the Saxon and Roman times. It's believed to have been used for as a site of worship for quite some time, probably since before the Iron Age or about that time. Certainly for sure the Normans. I believe there was a stone church here, a stone built church here before the Normans. So we'll just turn around and go over to the main building itself, because I'm walking all over the graveyard at the moment. I don't want to show any disrespect to the dead. Let's have a look here. Here we go. I'm going to show you Church Ope in a minute. There's some more stones for you to have a look at. I mean, the local authorities do come away and cut them back and do their best to look after them. Some of the lettering's faded on a lot of the stones now, sadly. But yeah, some of them are quite ornate, to say the least. If you can make out some of the dates, there's one down here, something like 1721. A small stone there. I'm just going to climb up now into the upper part of the graveyard, trying to be respectful still. Not getting too close, but close enough hopefully. And if we turn around now, we're going up into the church itself, St Andrew's Church. I mean, could be actually following the footsteps of history now, particular to English Civil War fans rather, and participants in the Civil War Society, as I could be in the footsteps of Fabian Hodder. I'm sure there'll be some local historians that will know all about that. But these are the walls of St Andrews. I have had it confirmed to me that there is a presence, or not a nice feeling, about these about this church and this site from a psychic. Yeah, so here we are. This is the St Andrew's Church, thought to have been a site of early worship from the ancients, Romans, Saxons, Normans, Christians, Catholic Masons. Someone's obviously buried in there, and perhaps over there as well. It just might be a little bit overgrown. And it's said in the wreck of the Golden Grape and by Selwyn Williams, and the Crab Church Conspiracy by Mark Vine, that was here that Fabian Hodder made his well, I'd like to throw something in the mix, an oath, a Masonic oath possibly, to conspire against the towns of Weymouth and Melcombe Regis. That's not suggested in the books, that's my suggestion. I'll take the flak for that, because of the way the churches here that are built, they're all configured geometrically in circumference and in straight lines facing the sun. That's what makes the suggestion, or not suggestion, makes further evidence that pagans and Romans worshipping Venus and their gods. Looks like another tombstone there. Built this here, put this church in the site for that very reason. It seems a bit strange, of course, that there's this medieval church erected here, but what we've got to understand is that a lot of Portland is actually in the sea. And I'll give you an idea of that in just a moment. I'll just walk down here. So parishioners would have come down here to the church, I believe, and it said, when I put the dates in below, that they witnessed the local mermaid, Veasta, 12-foot tall, fish-like sea with a dog's head, I believe, or a fishy head, I'm not quite sure, but you get the idea. There you go. So I'll shoot in now on Church Ope to give you an idea of what I was talking about, the topography of the area. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that it was quite an odd place to build a church right on a cliff's edge, but I don't believe that this cliff edge that you see here, known as Church Ope, was in existence prior to 1999. It's believed from monasterial records that were kept across England that a massive earthquake may have taken place across the southern part of the English coast and wiped away a lot of the coastline. So it's believed a lot of the island of Portland actually goes right out across this coastline, about 5 miles, and that's probably why you can see it's pretty rough today, pretty choppy today, why you can see a lot of the surf coming up. But a wonderful little bay down there known as Church Ope. They used to have a jetty running out to a ferry that would take you back round to the other side of Portland, I believe, back in the day, the Victorian era. But it's quite a tranquil place, quite a sacred place as well. So is the church, but I believe some nastiness might have taken place there over the centuries. Yeah, there you have it. I'm going to walk down now, take you over to Rufus Castle, which is a Norman stone-built castle. I believe it's King William I's son that owned it, Rufus. So I'll see you over there in a tick. Welcome back, and up there, all the way up there, is Rufus's castle, a bow and arrow castle. I believe it's 12th century, but I'll put the correction in the description below when I get this video uploaded. I haven't got my notes with me, I've come very like they're quick today. There's the drawbridge up there, it's privately owned sadly, so nobody can access it. But gives you an idea that it's there to protect the bay, cove, if you like, probably more accurately, out there in the English Channel from invaders that we Vikings at the time. So if you walk along here, that'll give you an idea. There we go, look at that. I have to excuse the wind on this, it's a bit of a wind tunnel. That's the approach down to the cove, and up there, can't see too much from this angle, is Rufus's castle. Magnificent, it's still there, most of it anyway. See the gatehouse there, the rest of it, by the looks of it, has been shored up. But a wonderful building nonetheless. So there we go. That's Church Ope. Wherever in Portland you've been watching Sussex Smuggler, I'm Captain James Bollinger. See you soon. Bye.